Okay.
Oh, I'm just coming out of there. Give me a fair chance. Got my back there. Walk down here.
He's still moving.
Yep. You getting servo movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
All over the place, the wind.
That's fine. Ready? Arming. Go! Perfect.
A much better launch.
That was a good one.
Yeah, perfect.
He's just flying away.
Yep. So far, so good.
Hey, Don, sit down and look at his goggles.
Yeah, it's a ride.
You don't want to go?
No, I was doing it yesterday.
You'd bring yours? Your goggles?
No.
All right.
Too depressed. I don't want to look through goggles right now.
Oh, it's windy as fuck out there.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. Anywhere you get near ridges, it's probably gusty and blustery. And
Yeah, let me give it some throttle. Get some
The altitude is altitude from takeoff?
It's
Oh no, that's distance.
no, it's the altitude is on the right.
Oh, okay. So
Now,
it's
is
like-
it giving you a barometric altitude or a GPS calculated altitude?
Barometric, which is nice.
Yeah, you absolutely want that.
Yep, the speed is on the left. Distance from home is the number at the very bottom at the center. Our,
Okay.
my radio signal strength is on the lower right.
Okay.
So 99% is
Yeah.
very, very, very good. You can see my amp draw just below the,
Yeah.
and then how many volts I got in the pack, how many milliamp hours I've used. That number with the arrow that keeps changing,
Yeah.
that's the number of degrees I need to turn to head back home.
Ah.
But the arrow, doesn't it kind of tell you which way to turn?
Yeah, it'll choose the quickest one.
Right. So if it's pointing straight up, that means you're headed right for home, right?
Yeah, or if the number is like 0, see here, I'll point it back towards us.
Uh-huh.
See how the number's really low?
Yeah.
That means I'm,
You're basically on us, right?
yeah. And that green patch of field out there, see, I have a feeling this is probably where you're going to do your FPV training.
Yeah.
See that green patch right there, the soccer field behind us?
Yeah.
That thing stands out for miles.
Yeah, if they'd ever throw any water on this thing, it would green up too, but I don't think they're watering it.
Yeah, I don't think they are either.
But that field they do.
Whoa. Yeah, that's some serious
Getting kicked
wind.
out there, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah, I'll
So
chop
take,
the throttle.
take John through a roll.
Oh yeah. Hang on, I'm going to chop the throttle and see what the glide looks like with these swirling winds.
So you've got no throttle right now?
Yeah, see, look at my amp draw, 0.26.
Yeah.
So this is a landing approach for me.
Short though. Oh, you almost hit a frisbee.
Really?
Yeah. That might be on your GoPro. I don't know if they threw it behind you or in
I
front of
didn't
you.
see it.
That's
but-
going to be awesome. All right, let me get up and out a ways.
Is that cool or what?
That is way cool.
And then I'll get some altitude and do a split S. But the GPS calculations, it takes a second for the actual distance to catch up.
Right.
Oh wow.
Split S. Yeah. Can you do an Immelman?
I need more power. I think if I dive
Yeah, you can do
first.
it into the wind. I'll bet.
So here, let me get power up on a dive.
That's an Immelman.
Right, basically turned around by doing a
Yeah,
half a
you do
loop.
the half loop first and then roll it.
Yep.
And split S is a roll followed by a half loop.
And so see how when you bank it over, right?
Yeah.
Say I'm flying, relatively normal. There's a lot of wind out here, but when you bank it over, see how the nose drops?
Yeah, yeah.
That's without any input. So let me get it up to about half throttle, roughly, right? When you bank, it's going to drop the nose.
Right.
And so that's why you're
Oh,
holding.
you got to pull up.
Right, but you also need to throttle it up a little bit,
Okay.
right? So if you look at the crosshair in relation to the horizon, what I'm doing is I'm throttling up in the turn and using a little bit of up elevator. So you use some up elevator to get it through the turn.
Right.
But remember, when you throttle up, the plane wants to pitch up anyway because you have reflex in the elevons.
Okay.
So you have to coordinate between your throttle and your elevon, your elevator.
Okay.
Let's go check out this building. So we're 5 minutes in. I've only used 1100 milliamp hours, and I've been kind of messing around with the throttle quite a bit.
And you've got over 6,000 on board?
6,600. I can use 52 in an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
45 is very, very safe. Right? I'm like, over 3/4 of a mile out. RSSI is dropping a little bit, but now pointed right back towards us via the OSD. Okay, now, see where the crosshair is?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm not going to give it any up, but here, 10 amps is about my cruise. So I'm just going to, level it out and then pin the throttle.
Oh, wow.
Right? So that's the effect that your up elevator, your up reflex,
Right.
is having on your flight characteristics. Right? And so for those smooth bank turns, what you want to be able to do is sort of keep keep that crosshair sort of on the horizon, and
Right.
that's going to be some good video. Right? Some of the other cool stuff you can do to get nice shots is like big throttle on dives. Yeah, I'm definitely getting buffeted to shit out there. But definitely keep an eye on your altitude too, because you can lose 200 feet in a bank.
Are you out beyond Fillmore?
No, I'm just on this side of the Fillmore, but on
Wow. From here it looks like you're beyond.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to fly over the apartments.
Yeah.
Those apartments do put out some serious Wi-Fi too.
Sure, yeah.
So based on the number at the bottom, you're heading home. You're heading back towards us almost.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I need
You
to
got a
go up.
radar screen too, right?
Yeah.
So home is right in the center?
Right.
Yep.
And the little pointy arrow thing.
Right, that's you.
Yep. See how small the number is now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pointed like, kind of really close to being right at us.
Right. Oh, now I see the field. Oh, a little late.
Yeah, you'll find your first FPV, it doesn't matter how well you know the site, you're going to feel lost.
Oh yeah, where the hell is home?
I was terrified my first time when I started to not recognize where I was.
Well, it looks so different from the sky.
Yeah.
So get to know, dude, I spent a lot of time on Google Earth, especially taking a look at this area.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Just to see what you can see.
Yeah, just to see what it looks like from the air.
If you lose your GPS, you're screwed. You got to know how to get back.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how well you know the area from the ground. It looks different from the air, man. You're gonna be like, where the fuck am I? And you'll panic like 100 yards out. You'll be like,
Yeah.
You'll still be able to fly LOS, and you'll still be lost.
That happened to me the first time I flew the flip out of SkySock.
Yep.
I went down that towards the golf course, and I went out over the golf course, and then I turned west, and it was like I didn't recognize anything.
Yep.
And I was headed totally in the wrong direction. I was like, where do I go? And I panicked for about a minute, just flying around. Like,
Well, that's what's nice about a quad is that you can stop.
Yeah, and you can look. So Spencer, right below you is I-25, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a mile.
Oh yeah, 1.06.
Oh, take him over the washed out road.
Oh yeah.
I'll keep an eye on your. Well, I guess your altitude will tell you whether or not you're too low.
Yep. So that's home.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to throttle off and just glide us in. So there's, see that where the crosshair is right, ah shit, there's some wind right there.
Yeah.
That's the washed out road.
Okay.
That's Centennial, and they never have repaired it. That washed out, I think, last summer.
Yeah. So I'm just gliding right now.
Oh yeah, look at that. There's no power being used at all.
Yeah, it's just powering the avionics. So yeah, that thing's been there for a while. Just completely washed out. So I'll bring it back up somewhere around 10 amps.
Now, what's that building kind of in the middle? Is that the hospital thing over there?
Where?
Kind of, well, you're kind of to your right. Kind of just went past it. I don't want to mess you up.
So I need to gain a little bit of altitude. I think I got the pepper box up a little bit.
Very little, not much. You should easily be able to drop down to near
Ground
zero.
Okay.
Yeah, easily, because you got at least 50 degree bandwidth beam, right, on that vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said 35 to 45, but I found it to be grossly underestimated. But picture's clean, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And the milliamp is how much you've used?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful right now.
Yeah.
I think I... See, this will help me too. When I get my glasses, that green kind of right in the middle,
Yep.
is that the field?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us right there.
I think that'll help me a little bit when I get my own glasses because I can kind of follow along as well.
Oh yeah,
You
and
guys are
there's
flying.
so much of us flying the 5/8 relay
Right.
that you can hitch a ride on, you know,
Right.
just by changing channels.
Reed, I got to tell you, these I assume don't have any optics in them.
No diopters.
Yeah. So when I look through Reed's, everything is really blurry.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's because you're
So
looking
this is a
through.
lot more clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more representative.
Well, you're looking through his prescription.
Right. Brian borrowed mine yesterday, and we went ahead and changed out and put the standard diopters in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was very appreciative.
Yeah.
So could you have an artificial horizon if you wanted one?
Yes.
You just don't like it?
I wasn't using. See, I've been using the Skylark OSDs because I was using the Skylark tracker.
Uh-huh.
And now that I'm moving away from the tracker, I think I'm going to get RVOSD, which has artificial horizon. Yeah. But I'd highly advise learning to fly without it because those things fuck up all the time.
Oh.
Most of them will have a center indicator like that crosshair.
Uh-huh.
That is pretty much all you need. All right, so now I'm kind of crawling. I'm fighting a bit of a headwind. You know, I'm at 11 amps, doing about 30. And you can see it kind of crabbing.
Yeah.
There's a whole crap load of birds out there too.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're all coming from that building this direction. Big one.
Over the
To the north side of the field now. They're on the north end of the track.
Really?
Yeah. Whole crap load of them.
And you have no airspeed indicator, right?
Yeah, that's the number on the left.
Well,
Oh, that's
Ground
that's-
speed.
Yeah, that's ground speed.
no airspeed.
They're over the north side of the field?
Yeah. It's going to be hard to see them. You'll have to turn left now because they're to the west. Or turn right, I'm sorry. Probably really hard to see because they're smaller than a quad, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
unless they're all in a pack.
Man, I keep on using the damn rudder.
That's nothing wrong with that, Spencer. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's a good habit to get into. Because then when you fly a regular conventional plane, like you borrow somebody's,
Yep.
you'll already have the rudder action. I know, I do the same thing.
What do you mean you keep using the rudder? On the throttle?
Yeah.
Side?
Yeah, I keep using the yaw like on a quad.
You know, because you got to coordinate the turn
Right.
on a quad or a conventional aircraft. You just get in that habit. Hard habit to break.
Yep.
In fact, I think a quad needs way more coordination than a conventional airplane.
Absolutely.
You can fly a conventional airplane without rudder a good part of the time.
Yep. Well, you being a heli pilot, I mean, you know, you got to fly that left stick, so
Yeah.
it's giving you some good habits.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I'm flying a bit lower today than I usually do. I mean, this is like quad level.
What just amazes me is this video is so solid. You know what I think the video glitches I were getting yesterday were?
What?
Because I think I cracked that antenna, my transmit antenna.
Oh, you know what? I bet you're right.
Because it was getting hit, you know, right off field, and the VTX was like getting really warm,
Really?
and that's what it would do if it had a horrible mismatch.
I wonder if you damaged the VTX because there wasn't enough out, you know?
I'll plug it in a spectrum analyzer and see what its output is. I don't think so. If it's still getting really warm, it's probably fine.
No, and that's full throttle. That
Yeah, I was
probably,
gonna say you're really
that's a 45.
How many amps?
45.
40.
Yep. And that's a 45-degree bank or a climb. You know,
What are you, like about 1,000 feet right now?
730, but I was at like 190,
Right.
so 500 feet in 20 seconds.
Oh, there's your. In the center on the left is your
Yeah, that's my speed.
ground speed.
Yep.
Center on the left. And what's the center on the right?
Altitude. See, watch. See when I nose it down?
Yeah, it starts dropping like a rock.
Yeah.
So what's your max airspeed now, you think, with these?
70 probably.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely, it adds a lot of drag on the
Yeah.
frame, and I'm pretty sure I sacrificed quite a bit of flight time too.
Well, I'll bet you if you fill up those holes on the leading edge of those, you know, put some tape or something over them,
Yep.
I'll bet that'll help.
I
Like
bet
you
you're
said,
right.
you're probably getting terrific vortex turbulence
Yep.
right at the leading edge of those.
Yeah, it's bumpy as shit out there. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm not
I
doing
wonder
it.
what IB Crazy's making right now in this business.
I don't know, man, because he can make five cloverleaf like blue beam setups
Uh-huh.
at a time, and it takes a while to check them all.
He's got a machine now. Have you seen that does his bends on
Yeah.
a cloverleaf?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. The thing that's cool about him is everything he sells is good quality stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't sell any junk.
Yeah. It may not be pretty, but it works. Yeah. There's the wind. See how it's getting buffeted? So I need to increase the power.
I think I see us right in the center again.
Yep. Yeah, that's us. That's the track right there.
Yeah.
You know, and the funny thing is, right as the wind kicks up is right when I'm starting to think about making my landing approaches.
I don't know if you see two guys out there on the northeast end of the track,
Yeah.
and then there's two people on this end of the
Yeah, I see them. They're
northwest end of the track too. So you got to come right in between two couples. You gonna land?
Yep.
Keep in the grass.
Wow.
Whew! All right, Reed, can you make sure the wind doesn't take the
Yeah.
chairs?
Yeah.
That was something else. That was something
Isn't that
else.
fun? Now you know what to look forward to.
I know.
You're gonna gas.
So just, you know, to give you some perspective, if I had flown for even 20 minutes,
Yeah.
line of sight, there's a 50-50 chance I would have planted a carrot.
Really?
Easy.